Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Really, how are you? My name is Kirsty, and this is It Expired? Here we go, round three. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's my computer, I don't know if it's my camera, but it starts to glitch, and then I can see that it's happening, and then the file corrupts and goes black. So, here's hoping for the best. Let's try this again because I'm running out of time. I got places to be. With that, do not use expired makeup. Don't do what I do. There are expiry dates, probably for a reason. I don't know. I'm just ignoring them, and I'm fine with that, but I'm taking that risk for myself. Don't do what I do. I missed last week. Flynn was very, very sick, but he's feeling better. He must have just got into something. He had some tummy issues, so I was up all night with him and dealing with him, but we've passed that. We've moved on. He is doing much, much better. The reason I do this project is due to the fact that I have been hoarding for far too long. Far too long. And it's allowing me to use some products that have been neglected over the years. Now, I did have someone ask me how I have my spreadsheet set up, so I am going to try and take like a screen capture or something of that and kind of just give you a quick overview. They're very, very basic. They are categorized by department, let's say, and then they are just alphabetized from there because Excel does that for me. Now, what I do year to year is once I use up a product, I will highlight it a specific shade based on my master sheet. And then I usually do hide those products because I don't want them in my face all the time. I don't know. I just don't like the chaos, especially with all the different colors. So I hide everything that's out of my collection. It is all still available to me if I want to just unhide it, but I prefer it kind of being out of my view to see what is currently in my collection. And with that, every time I just bring something in, I add it and then I realphabetize. And when something goes out of my collection, I highlight it accordingly, whether it's been decluttered or used up organically, and then I will count it, add it to my total for the end of the year, and hide it. That's really the base of what I do. It's super easy peasy, super straightforward, but it works for me, and that's all that matters. Now let's backtrack to 2 weeks ago. Last week I gave myself a freebie week, let's call it, to really work on some products that were hanging on by a thread, and I wanted to get them out of my collection by 2025, so I was able to finish up 4 products last week, which is super exciting. It was time for them to go. There was like a powder that had just like the tiniest bit around the edges, and I was like, this has to get out of my collection. This is bulky, it needs to go. So that's what I did for the week. But let's move back to 2 weeks ago. I did get a couple of pictures, which is exciting, and just kind of see what I used. Now, 2 weeks ago seems to have had a theme that was mostly red toned purples. The only exception to that was my MAC Maleficent lipstick in the shade True Love's Kiss, which is just a blue toned red. Very, very gorgeous. This is about 10 or 11 years old. However, the scent is fine. The product is in wonderful condition. It's not falling out of the component, and I had no issues with it. So it is going to go back home. I know it's old, but I'd rather get some love on it organically than just chuck it. I know eventually the smell is going to go off or it's going to start disintegrating, but as of now, that hasn't happened. So I might as well get some more love on it. And then here I have the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Ellery. This is a purple toned red lip liner, nice and dark. I'm not going to swatch on myself. We're going to a Christmas party in like an hour, so I don't want to make a mess. I am not wearing this. I will be changing. This was my throw on and go attire. But very, very pretty. This is probably 5 or 6 years old. I don't go through dark lip liner that quickly though. I gotta remember that. But I'd like to start wearing a bold lip more often. It's just throw them around. At the office, it's intimidating, but I did wear a red all day yesterday, and honestly, it stayed beautifully all day. I was shocked. So if I can keep doing that, fine, great, fabulous. I can get rid of more of these bold and deep colors. Next here, following my trend, my L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the shade Glistening Garnet. Metallic, purple, red toned. Probably 5 or 6 years old. That's all I got. Let's move on. This is my Suva Beauty Hydroliner in the shade Bad Mash. This is probably my favorite of my hydroliners. Again, purple, with a bit of a red tone, and it's metallic. Gorgeous. I will put my couple of looks here while I'm just talking about this. This is from 2024, so it's fairly new in my collection, especially since I haven't gone crazy with the purchases this year. This is one of the newest things I have. Love this. Love to play with these. And then last year I have my Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Encourage. Again, beautiful purple. Does have a bit of a warm tone to it. I really, really love these, and I love the minis. This, again, 2024, new to my collection, so no issues there. But I love the minis because I feel like I could have more options without feeling intimidated by the amount of product. This feels like something I can use up. The full size, probably never going to happen with the amount of other options I have. All right, that was 2 weeks ago, and I'm so glad to be able to put those away. They have just kind of been sitting out for the last 2 weeks in my space because I knew I had to film this, and I didn't want to totally forget what I had used 2 weeks ago. But let's move on to this week. This is my She Glam Wretched Romance liquid lipstick in the shade Mummy Dearest. I love the formulation of these. They're so creamy, but they stay on really beautifully. They're not drying. I adore these, and I don't know if they make this specific formulation anymore. This was from the Halloween collection 2020 or 2021. I honestly can't totally remember. It's not as dark as it looks, and maybe that's just because I've mixed it with other products. But I am obsessed with these. This is going to go in my purse, and honestly, I think I'm going to get a ton of love on it this week. And they're so tiny that, hopefully I can just use it up. I love these. I really do. Let's move on to my Tarte blush in the shade Dollface. Now, this is probably 10 years old. However, the imprint is gone and there is a bit of a dent. So don't get me wrong, it's gotten some love over the years. Probably not enough, but with the amount of blush I have in my collection, nothing's gonna get enough love, which is my issue, which is why I'm doing this project. And trying not to bring in nearly as much as I have been in the last few years. Now, I am on track to actually spend less than I did both last year and the year before, which is great for me. Great. It means I'm being much more mindful of what I'm spending and what I'm bringing in. I love that. So this is old. I'm really excited to use it. I love the color. It's very much like I just came in and it's cold outside. So I'm excited to use this for the week. Perfect timing, right? It is freezing out there. This is my Lottie London stamp liner. Stamp, so it's the Stamp the Wing, if you don't know. These are, the idea is there, right? If you're new to wings and you're not comfortable just kind of flying in off the seat of your pants like some of us would be because we've been doing it for almost 20 years, this is a great option. Now, I did use this today, and I mean, it works. It's fine, but obviously I had to go in again and kind of fix things a little bit. And my issue, as I open the same side, that's not what I wanted, is this side. First of all, it's like using a freaking Sharpie pen. I don't know. It's so thick. I don't like it. Secondly, by the time I got to my second eye, it felt like it had completely dried out. This I would have got either at the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024, and I had never opened it. It was untouched. Less than a year old, untouched. There's no reason it should be dry. So, with that, the fact that I don't need a stamp, it's easier for me to just go in freehand. And the fact that the actual liner side felt completely useless to me, I'm throwing it out. I'm decluttering it. I'm not dealing with it. We're back to these. This is my Shany Cosmetics Pigment in the shade 13. I love this color. Now, I do just kind of have it on the outer corner with a darker brown, and then I pulled it in a little bit to add a little shimmer. I love this color. It's a almost reddy brown shade. These are 10 or 11 years old. They're so old, but they're gorgeous. They're things that I just neglected because it's not that loose pigments intimidate me. It's just that I have so many palettes that are set up and they're like, hey, here's the colors, use these, that I don't think like, hey, maybe I should bring in some of these 4,000 freaking loose shadows I have. But this project is making me do that, and I love that. So I'm excited to use this. I love this shade. I really enjoyed using it today. I think it just worked perfectly with everything else I got going on here. And yeah, this is going to get some love this week. And last here, what a beast. Heave! This is my BH Cosmetics Blacklight Highlight Palette. I got this from like Winners, I think. maybe 4 years ago. Something like that. Now, obviously, a couple of these colors are like, oh dang, what are you doing with that? Like the blue and the purple, and did I just stick my finger in there? I might have. It's fine. The blue and the purple are intimidating, yes. But as for shadows, gorgeous. They're so beautiful. They're so lovely. They're stunning. They're stunning. But as for a highlight, maybe not so much, but as an eyeshadow, yes, please. So yes, there is use for these. Now, to do something a little more natural, I just used Illusion, which is the pink, and then mixed it with Strobe, which is the white, and that's what I have on today. There's things that can work, and there's ways that you can work this, and this is probably at least 5 or 6 years old, and again, neglected because of those bold, crazy colors, that there's a way to use them. What am I doing? So I am excited to use this and play with this for the week. I think that I can do some really fun things that are going to pop a little bit more because they're gorgeous colors, and they have that undertone of, for the Blacklight, that they're just beautiful. I love this. And honestly, I pined over that on the BH website for like 2 or 3 years, and I didn't bring myself to get it, and then I saw it at Winners, and I was like, you know what? I have wanted this for so long. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick it up. And then I like barely touched it. So there's that. I am that person. But I am excited to use it for the week. I really am. And I love how like natural I was able to get this. There are things you can do that aren't outrageous. I know it's intimidating, but you can make it work. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm excited. I am. It's going to be a fun week, especially because these are very much products that I can wear to a place like a Christmas party and not feel like I've gone overboard. I feel like, yes, I'm dolled up, but I'm not outrageous. You know what I'm saying? It's not too much. So that's what I get to do all week. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm hoping that this actually like saves properly. I booted everything. Everything got reboot, you know. If you need to fix it, just turn it off and turn it on again. That is the law of tech support. Really is. But that's it. That's all. That's everything. Hopefully, I will see you all next week. Have yourselves a wonderful day, evening, weekend, journey. And I will see you next time.